Hey, it's me. I want to talk for a second about the concept of the Moonchild and how that factors into occult rituals, negative occult rituals. The concept of the Moonchild goes back to, I don't know, there are writings of it that pop up in like the turn of the century. Crowley, most notably, he wrote a book called Moonchild, in which a Golden Dawn-esque group is trying to ritualistically summon a being from the higher planes to birth it into the material plane. There's like little words that are used in the book, like catching a butterfly in the net. Like that's indicative of you having all the right pieces in place ritualistically to capture the spirit of a higher being, be it like an elemental or even a god, or what you would consider to be a god, and you're luring it to earth in order for it to be born. And through some ritualistic sex practice, it's born. And then you have that child for ritualistic means. Like I said, this all takes place in Crowley's book Moonchild. There are other like reports of it, like there are other historical mentions of it in the occult world. Jack Parsons, that's what they were trying to do with Mystery Babylon, or they called the Scarlet Woman, or I think it was the Scarlet Woman who would give birth to this child. They were trying to create a moon child, but it was like more like an antichrist kind of thing, right? So even like something that was depicted in like what was that movie, The Omen, like Damien, right? So Damien is the antichrist. The antichrist is archetypally like this thing, right, that represents this change, this different aeon of darkness. That's what the Antichrist is. It's a harbinger of an aeon, and that would count as a moonchild. So that's what that movie is about. Rosemary's Baby is another one. You know, it's deeper than just like they're trying to make Satan's baby. It's a moonchild. And the thing about moon children is, again, they can either come from higher realms or they can come from darker realms. The higher planes or the lower planes, I'm sorry. But one of the big things is they'll pull children, or they'll create a moonchild, utilizing an entity that you would consider to be a god or an angel from one of those higher planes. And then they ritualistically proceed throughout that child's life to torture and abuse that child. Because we all know about, the ritualistic abuse of children, which is very commonplace in those occultic circles. But this is a deeper aspect of it. It is utilized in a lot of different rituals, and it creates a very specific frequency. Some of these kids, I'm not saying, these kids are better than these kids. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is some of these kids, it goes deeper than them just being kids. You get me? It's who they were before, and it was very calculated how they were yanked into this plane. Again, in the Crowley writings, it talks about the net. You're not, when you catch a butterfly, you're catching something. It's not coming to you. It's not acquiescing. It's not showing up on its own terms. You're catching it. You get me? Hence the butterfly in the net thing. Tracy Twyman, very, very important, her work on that subject. If I can find the Tracy Twyman stuff, I'll see if I can post it. But she wrote a lot about those specific rituals. The term Moonchild, again, it pops up here and there, especially in different aspects of pop culture. Another area it pops up in is in Grant Morrison's his graphic novel series in The Invisibles, which I cannot recommend enough. If you don't know who Grant Morrison is probably one of the best fiction writers, the past 50 years, because he's an occultist and he puts all of his stuff in his work, but he does it through the lens of comic books. But don't let that, sway you, because, he might be writing about Superman, but the context around it is just, it's insane. But The Invisibles is really the Matrix before the Matrix. It's about a group of freedom fighters that are battling these interdimensional occultists for the control of reality. Again, it's really the Matrix before the Matrix. The main character, Keegan Mobb, is literally a bald guy wearing sunglasses, who kind of, it's the whole Morpheus thing. It's weird because the Wachowskis never credited Grant Morrison for that. But anyway, looking at Tracy Twyman, her stuff can get a little crazy, but I asked you to kind of look past that because there's a lot of good information that she's put out. She's not here anymore. They found her in her garage. They said she hung herself, but that's not what happened. And it's a really dark story. It's even connected to that whole Isaac Cappy thing. But anyway, Moon Children. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I'll talk to you later.